welcome back to week 12. Here we're going to be working with functions in R. So quick introduction to learning about functions in R. Functions are organized pieces of code that serve a specific series of instructions. Functions that have been taught thus far have all been native to R. We will be writing our own functions to solve programmatic problems. So here on the right we see a series of functions that can still be stitched together to create another function. So creating your own function. Functions can take multiple arguments. The arguments are all separated by commas, and it allows you to stitch together commands to achieve one task efficiently. So on the right here we have a function. The function is called roll2. So what is going to do? Well, within the curly brackets you're going to write the series of instructions that you want to perform for roll2. So the general structure is you're going to have the name, an arrow pointing to the name, so you're going to be creating an object. You're going to use the notation function, open and close brackets. This is where you add your arguments or the variables that you're going to have to pass in for it to operate. And then within the curly brackets, it's going to be the series of instructions to follow or the operations to follow. The arguments must be defined in the function in order for it to work. Sometimes you're going to have arguments that are passed, sometimes there's not going to be a requirement and they're just going to serve a very simple task. In this example here, this function is structured on the right. This function is structured in the right way, but it will throw an error. The variable bones is used by the sample function, but it is not defined. Bones has to be passed as an argument for it to work properly. So hopefully this makes sense that if you have an object or a variable that is not defined outside the function, it's not going to work inside of the function. Moving on to global environments. So global environments is the location where your commands run from. On the top right hand side of RStudio, if you left it in its default manner, you're going to see an area where it says environment and global environment. Any object that you create at the command line will be saved in the global environments. In R, you can view the objects are created in the global environment listed on the top right hand corner or wherever you may have this set up in your GUI. Now, local environments. A local environment is a source in which the file runs from. The difference between global and local is that the global environments contain the information at a top level to run quickly, while local is the source of the files. Typically, your local environments are stored locally on your computer. A useful function within the RStudio GUI. R comes with utilities that can help you understand or find functions. Using help.search operates in a similar format as a Google search would be, but for R. You can go ahead and just type in help.search and let's say multivariate normal. And the result is here on the right, and it will give you information regarding whatever you typed in there. Make sure it's in quotes. Sometimes it will respond to things that are not in quotation marks, but if it doesn't work in one way, try it another. That's the best way to go ahead and search. This way you can start navigating very easily through the R GUI and see whether or not a function already exists so you don't have to make your own.